literally like it's rentals are always a lagging indicator of what just happened in housing. So like I have seen lots of people like bidding wars on a rental. Like I know you said that landlords are being more flexible.
Not so many of those anymore.
I still am seeing people be very aggressive on trying to get a rental property right now.
Well, just in the MLS, the rental stats from June of last year, when affordability was still good, frankly, the landlords were about 71% of all the leases that went through the MLS, successfully closed leases, were at lease price.
Awesome.
Actually, about 79% were at or over lease price. But today, that number is not nearly as high. Today, for the month of June, which is typically a high month for rentals, you're only looking at about 54% are at list for rentals. And another 4% might be going over lease price.
Is it also, though, because they're really being aggressive in their pricing as well, or no?
Yeah, because we're looking at the last, well, actually, a lot of them are, I have been using the original lease price. So there are lease price reductions happening. And there are negotiations. And right now, the gap between the asking rent and the successfully closed rent is about $95 a month. And that gap started right after June of last year. So this isn't anything new. Rentals in the MLS, which, let's be honest, that's the last resort for landlords. Nobody wants to put their listing in the MLS, okay? Because A, it takes forever. B, they have to fill out all kinds of, they have to follow up and tell us what they actually got in rent. That's the only place we can actually tell you they're not getting what they're asking for.
So, but going back to you, Lizzie, like if they're saying they're taking a pause, I mean, they have to be taking a pause for a year then.
They do, and they take, or 6 months, or they go to live with family, or I've had a lot of clients relocate out of state because now a lot of employers are allowing them to work from home. I'm interested in looking at that rental statistic. Not that I don't totally believe you, but there's been a lot of national headlines that are talking about like the surge in rental prices. And like just like if these people exit the home buying market, they have to.
They're the most qualified renters in history.
Yes.
When you hit a peak of rent price, okay, we have seen a 13% gain in, and now mind you, the MLS does not typically have a lot of the low end rentals. Okay, if you're going in the MLS, you are usually on the higher end, single family, a lot of single family in there. So it's not the entire pie, and it doesn't include apartments, but it does give us a window into what's happening.
Sure.
We had a 12% increase in the MLS active listings for rentals in 3 days because of one investor. I don't know who their property manager was, but they must have had carpal tunnel entering about 300 to 400 new rental listings in a 3-day period into the MLS. And so as a result, we are up almost 50% from January to just as of a couple days ago in that inventory. And I took the highest count of listings since we've been counting actives in the MLS for rentals going back to 2018. So we are now surpassing the regular normal rental inventory that we were used to in 2018 and 19 pre-pandemic. So that tells us that all those institutions that were buying rentals like crazy for a lot of money now are putting them on vacant at their higher prices, but they may not be getting that higher price because the market can't bear it.
That's interesting, yeah.
I have a theory. I'd love to get both of your takes on it.
Yeah.
Right. So right now we got, people taking a pause, right? They're looking at this like, holy crap, please give me more listings. Okay, you've given me too many listings. I'm going to take a pause. But I think that once we clear, these people that have kind of given up, we got new people getting married, having kids, moving here to Arizona, which is, I'll have to get a reminder from you how many people are moving here every single day. But we have fresh set of eyes who don't have the comparisons like, man, like this sucks. Like last year or last month, I qualified for 400. Now I qualify for 360, right? Like, we don't have those people that are really disappointed that come in with a fresh set of eyes.
Right.
Are they not going to just get our demand right back up?
So that, I don't know. Well, here's the thing. By the time we get the migration to information in, it's already a year old. So whatever I tell you is from last year, and it's kind of, I won't know until July about last July. So you have to kind of take that population migration data with a grain of salt and realize that it's old data, but it's still good data. Some of the migration reports from the moving companies. One of the things I noticed about last January, when I think it was, I'm trying to remember the moving company. I want to say it's something like North American or not Atlas. Anyway, one of them asked a lot of demographic information. What I've learned from tracking that report every year is that we are losing more of our retirees. So we are seeing fewer retirees moving to Phoenix because of the cost of living, but we are gaining a lot of younger people being relocated because of work. And that statistic actually changes our incomes significantly, because a fixed income retiree is going to register as a low income individual, even if they have a high wealth. But the working family will increase that median family income. So case in point, before this year, the census, which by the way was a dumpster fire, the 2020 census, I won't go into it. But anyway, our estimated family income was $79,000, but the new updated one was $88,800.
Yeah, which
And
is
so
a lot
that's
more
a
in line.
pretty huge jump. And that tells me as well that you may have people that are working here remotely for companies outside of the state, even though we have people relocating out on the other side.
Yeah.
But you have people that might be working for a San Francisco company living here, and that income was delayed in getting to us because of the rapid relocation issues and 2020 issues for those companies having to register with the states that their employees were going to in order to get that income for taxes, right? So there's a lot of that I think is still happening.